Hello students, Eric Magidson here. I wanted to provide some solution videos for Chapter 7. This is Project 7-3, Calculate Totals and Percentages. So let's get started. I'm going to do the totals first, and then I want to jump away from this and talk about what the heck a percentage increase is and why we use it. So essentially the first part of the assignment just has you total up each column for each fiscal year. So the book has you do it with the Autosum. I want to remind you that the Autosum can be a little too easy to use. If in the column of a lot of numbers you're summing, one of the cells is missing a value, then the Autosum is going to stop at that number, which means it's not going to include everything above it. So you have to be real careful and pay attention to details, folks, to make sure that you're summing up or doing a formula for everything you want to include. So I can look at this and I can see that indeed the formula is right, so I'm going to hit enter. At that point, I can use the copy formula, left click, drag over. I can auto sum here. Again, I'm going to audit and make sure it's including all of the data I expect. It is, so I'll hit the enter key, and then I'll fill down. Now, the reason I bring up percentage increase is I want to show you what a percentage increase is and then talk about why we would use them real briefly. So what I did is I brought up Internet Explorer, I typed in percentage increase, and I found a quick website, mathsteacher.com. What the heck is an increase? So in this case, the example is the price of a calculator increases from $20 to $25. Express the increase as a percentage of the original price. So consequently, I have the original price, the new price of $25, and here's the calculation. I would take the new price, in this case for us, this would be the most current fiscal year, minus the original price, for us that's the past fiscal year, and I'd get a difference. From there, I take the difference, in this case it's an increase because it's a positive value. I'm going to take the increase, divide it by the original price, and then of course 100%, so I get 25%. So the reason I bring this to your attention is the book is correct, and if you follow the book where it says on step 6, in B12, create a formula to calculate the percentage increase in corporate contract expenses from 2005 to 2006. So they're looking for the increase based as a percentage. It says begin with the expenses, the 2006 expenses. So first of all, I know I'm doing a formula. I'm going to say equals. We're going to take the current or the new expense minus the old, and then divide it by the old. Or as that website showed, the original, the new price minus the original price divided by the original price. So my formula should be C4 minus B4 divided by B4. And then, of course, to make sure that the order of operations are done correctly, I put parentheses around the subtraction so it's done, and I get a value. Now, at the point that I get this value, I can certainly just autofill, come over, check this one. If you look up here in the formula bar, it says E4 minus D4 divided by D4, so that's correct. At this point, I can just go ahead and highlight all three columns and copy the formulas down. And of course, the last thing I want to do is audit the last one. So flight school, before I even look up in the function bar and sort of cheat, I know that this should be, flight school should be E7 minus, let's see, this is the year, so it should be E7 minus D7 divided by D7. I look up here, the formula is correct. Now finally, they want us to do a big percentage, create a formula to calculate the percentage increase in expenses from 2005 to 2008. So in this case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say equals, and again, let's quickly refresh what we did here. We took 2006 minus 2005 divided by 2005. But here we're going to use 2008 to 2005. So I'm going to say equals E4 minus B4 divided by B4. Of course, I need to put the parentheses around there. Apply a percentage. And then it asks me to increase that percentage decimal to place one position after the decimal. So there's one position after the decimal. I'll fill this down, and I'm done. Now, if we went back to sales history and we looked at their calculations, we would find that actually the textbook manufacturer in this case is incorrect looking for the increase, because if you notice, their formula for this is C4 minus B4, but they're then taking and dividing by C4 when what they should have done was divided by B4. So these values here are the correct values. Okay? So that's how you do that assignment.